The wait is over. Dive into Audible's most anticipated collection, The Best of 2025, featuring top audiobooks, podcasts, and originals across all genres. Our editors have carefully curated this year's must-listens, from brilliant hidden gems to the buzziest new releases. Every title in this collection has earned its spot. This is your go-to for the absolute best in 2025 audio entertainment. Whether you love thrillers, romance, or nonfiction, your next favorite listen awaits. Discover why there's more to imagine when you listen at audible.com/bestoftheyear.
Welcome back to Gopher's Workshop. I'm your host, Aaron, and joining me, as always, is my fellow host, Creels.
I don't like the way you said that.
You don't like that awkward pause in the beginning either, did you?
No, that's pretty normal for you. The like putting a G in between each letter of my name. I don't know what that is.
Oh. Well, Chris.
Many things for today.
Ooh, goodies. We have the goodies for today?
Yes. So, we kind of touched on it last episode. We got some new detachments. In fact, Grotmas is in full swing. They have now done a detachment a day. We got a lot of detachments. Also, today, as of this recording, they also released the quarterly points update. We got some kind of weird updates, and by weird I'm not saying bad, they're just, I was kind of expecting this a while ago. I don't know why they're here now, but that's fine. So I think we could probably start with some kind of weird updates. Space Marines got an update. The old Assault Terminators, you know, that Crux Terminatus box that everyone said we were going to get updated data sheets and something was going to be different, and then that never happened. Out of nowhere, today we get updated Assault Terminator data sheet. It's only Assault Terminators, but that's fine. So Assault Terminators now, for their Lightning Claws, used to have 5 attacks. They're now 6 attacks. No points change, by the way. So for free, 1 extra attack. Also, the Thunderhammers went from hitting on 4s to now they are also hitting on 3s. For free. This is an arguably pretty big buff for there to be no points change. And I'm not mad about this, right? Because I kind of thought Terminators were a little underwhelming before anyway. So the fact there's no point change and we got this buff, I'm not saying this is like, wow, we got this buff with no points. It's like, no, we got this buff with no points because the points were wrong before. Now with this buff, arguably, the points make more sense. So I'm pretty happy with this. No complaints. I have already seen people on the Reddit bitching, you know, as they do, saying that if you paint them with a silver arm, then they hit worse. Because Deathwatch Terminators still hit on 4s with Thunderhammers. But that's funny as far as I'm concerned. Like, yes, they're bitching. I don't actually think they're that upset about it because they're just happy to have a, you know, index at all. But it's still pretty funny that that was like the first 3 comments I saw this morning. Yep, it says silver armor. Weighs them down. So, in addition to that, there was a couple of other, let's say, somewhat minor updates. Jump captains now can have a pistol and a shield instead of a shield or pistol. Again, am I like, this is amazing? Like, no, it's kind of whatever. There's no points change, but also it's a heavy bolt pistol. I take it or leave it. Most people forget to shoot their pistols anyway, right? Like, it's fine. We had an update to the Shadow Mark Talon detachment. So this is in an effort to, let's say, nerf Raven Guard. Their detachment no longer allows you to use rapid ingress on turn 1 with the enhancement because it says your movement phase. So you can still come in on turn 1. You just can't rapid ingress with it. That's fine. I'm not bothered by that. It's good either way. Yes, it's a nerf. I don't know that I care. So going into... I was going to go into detachments, but now we're talking about Raven Guard. Let's, I guess we can talk about points first. Speaking of Eighth and Sean, in addition to this, air quotes, nerf to his ability, I mean detachment, kind of the same thing. He also went up by 25 points. Arguably, he got a pretty good nerf. Like 25 points, first off, is nothing to scoff at, especially when he was 85 before. That's a significant increase, over 25%. The fact that he got the points increase and his ability got nerfed. This is kind of a heavy hit. Now, this is not to say that hit is so heavy that like, oh, they got knocked off their pedestal. No, they're still extremely good. People didn't rapid ingress every game. An extra 25 points kind of sucks, right? But like, most Marine players were getting like some sort of points adjustment today. That's not to say like everyone else got cheaper and he got more expensive. Like, there was other things that got more expensive. Centurions got more expensive, which arguably again was mostly a Raven Guard nerf, but happened to hit a few other things like salamanders, etc. It's fine. Other points changes. Okay, we were just talking about this a minute ago. I gotta preface this with I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, I have never said on this podcast ever that Reddit loves maximum damage potential and tournament scenes after playtesting prove that durability is a higher priority. I've never said that. I don't know how to do my job. That being said, demons and all of the allied demons for like Emperor's Children, World Leaders, etc. So big demons got updated points. Rodigus, Lord of Change, and Kara's Fateweaver all went up in points. The tough ones. And Keeper of Secrets, as well as Shalaxi, went down in points. Now, these tough ones that went up in points, the named ones went up by 15 points, Lord of Change went up by 10. That's not a crazy number, okay? That's reasonable, no one's complaining. The Keeper of Secrets went down by 30. Shalaxi went down by 40 points. I would like to point out when their index, whatever came out, everyone basically agreed that Shalaxi was an auto-include. She was crazy powerful because of look at all this damage output potential. Well, it turns out all that potential means nothing if she doesn't make it to combat. And she is just objectively softer than the Lord of Change. Lord of Change got a minor change to some of his melee and range profiles. Basically, you got changed from damage 2, I think, to damage 3. It's fine. It's a buff technically. But the reason these are getting more expensive is because they're durable. The reason Shalaxi went down by over double what anything else went up is because she's less durable. Her damage output matters, but it doesn't matter that much, not compared to the durability matter. Overall, AdMech got a pretty solid nerf here. There was a bunch of things that went up in points. I don't think anything got cheaper.
Did AdMech even need a nerf, though?
Well, see, and everyone's reeling and like panicking, for lack of a better term. You saw what they did at Worlds.
Yeah.
There was like 10 AdMech players in the top 30 people. And of those, several of them were incredibly good.
But,
so everyone's panicking from like, because remember, before Worlds,
you don't really see AdMech.
I'm saying AdMech got better. They keep getting these buffs, and everyone's like, yeah, whatever. They're too expensive. No one's actually going to play them. They're not that good. They just became reasonable now, and I'm not willing to spend those dollars on a reasonable army. Well, it turns out the Worlds players proved that, like, no, it got better, and you kept complaining about how they're bad. even though they were fine. So they got more buffs, and now it's too much. So now all the not all the competitive players, but some of the competitive players totally decided to jump over to AdMech for Worlds, and they did great. So now we have to come back down to earth, right? We acknowledge that we listened to the GW listened to the public and gave them a buff they shouldn't have because they were fine, but people were still complaining. Almost all of these point changes, like 75+% of the point changes, are because GW is trying to listen to the public. Not because it's what's best, not because it's what's needed, but because that's what the public wants.
So we listen and we totally judge.
Pretty much. Specifically, Call is the one to mention. He went up by 35 points, which is not a small number. Again, there were other things that went up. Overall, AdMech got more expensive, but he still has the buff that he got during the last one as far as rules are concerned. So he still oaths effectively, and like he's still good. I think he's worth those extra 35 points. Some of the other ones feels bad. I can't wait for people to start complaining about the Iron Strider. So it's like the Chicken Walker. It got more expensive. And I guarantee everyone's gonna be like, oh, it's so expensive now. It's not worth it, blah, blah, blah. But that's the same model that they always use to complain about how expensive dollars-wise it is to play AdMech. No, it just became way more reasonable to play AdMech, points per dollar. But you're right. It increased in points and it probably didn't need it. We can never be happy. It's the moral of this story.
We can't be happy?
No. Speaking of being happy, all the Tau players rejoice. Storm Surge dropped by 40 points. It had a 10% decrease. Storm Surge, so good.
Storm Surge, so good.
Yeah. Again, there were a bunch of other point changes. Those are, I feel like, the significant ones. Obviously, you should go take a look at the point changes yourself and see how it affects your army. There's a bunch of minor stuff, right? Like, aggressors got cheapened again.
What?
No clue why. But it's by like 5 points on the min squad, 10 points on the max squad.
Oh, I love that.
It's not even enough to really care about, but also
for me it is. Totally is.
Why?
That just turned my Predator Annihilator into an actual good gun.
More things that I don't know what I'm talking about. Crusader Ancient went down by 10 points. He's now 55. I think that's hilarious. Because Ancients are bad, and one of the most playable Ancients still got cheaper because he's not good enough. A bunch of Eldari stuff went up in points. Super happy about that. Okay, so I think we get to move on to some of the Grotmas detachments. I'm going to mostly go in order here, but not entirely. We already covered the Astra Militarum one, the Guard, as it were. Then we got the old CSM. So, let me tell you about how Grotmas gifts sometimes are just re-gifted from last year. Okay? I didn't know what to get you. Take your ugly sweater back. I don't want it.
They're just re-gifts.
In fact, so the CSM one, you may know out of the core codex, there's one called the Dread Talon. This is supposed to be like the Night Lord's detachment, right? And it has to do with battle shocking, and they care about jump guys and things like that. Well, what if we took that detachment, made it objectively better because it's underplayed, and then gave it a different name? I don't even know why we gave it a different name. This is so almost identical to Dread Talon. It's not even like restricted, right? Like some of the recycles from Space Marines are like, no, but this is Salamander specific now. Yeah, it's very similar, but it's Salamander specific. So we're going to keep the old one. Neither of these CSM ones are specific in any way. So we could have just updated Dread Talon, and that would have been effectively the same thing that happened. But then we couldn't call it a new detachment, so it's not a gift. It's an update. Again, we're just regifting. So, Dread Talon already had a 12-inch bubble around Heretic Astartes. If they're below starting strength, they have to take a battle shock test, subtracting 1 from the result. And then if they have already taken a battle shock, or if they take this battle shock test, they don't have to take any others. So if they pass, they pass. That's the answer. That is Dread Talon. That's also this new one. By the way, it's called Nightmare Hunt, in case you weren't aware it's Night Lord related. But in addition to that now, so identical detachment rule, 0 changes. Now we're just going to add additional rules. Each time a Heretic Astartes model from your army makes an attack that targets an enemy unit below half strength, add 1 to the hit roll. Objectively better. Somewhat situational because it's below half strength, but you know what? Objectively better, right? Because it's just a bonus rule.
Yep.
Well, that wasn't enough. Because it's situational, we got to give it another thing. Each time an attack is made that targets a Heretic Astartes model from your army, if the attacking models are battle shocked, because we like battle shocking them, then you subtract 1 from their hit rolls. Again, objectively better. But that wasn't enough. We were re-gifting it. We had to change the wrapping paper and also add a bow. Also, we put it in a different box so that they wouldn't know that we're re-gifting it. So what's the third thing? The third thing, here's the bow. Each time a Heretic Astartes model from your army makes an attack that targets a battle-shocked enemy unit, add 1 to the wound roll. So if they're battle-shocked, they get -1 to hit. You get +1 to wound. And then if you're targeting them and they're below half strength, add 1 to the hit. We took Dread Talon, added 3, not 1, not 2, 3 additional core detachment rules. There is no cost related here in any way. It is all reasonably synergistic and is all arguably good. I don't even know why we're wasting the computing space. We should just take Dread Talon out of the app. You just rip the page out of your book. It no longer applies.
You're right. It's almost like I'm getting ahead of myself, but we've had this discussion about a few different detachments.
And to know that this is a recycled detachment with no restrictions, per usual, we had 1 enhancement change. The other 3, identical. So instead of giving a models in this bear's unit gain the stealth ability, now Chaos Lord model only, models in the bear's units have the stealth ability. Oh, sorry. And while the bear's unit is within range of 1 or more objective markers they control, they gain 18-inch loan up. Hooray, that's a change, right?
Ooh.
Like that's the whole thing. All right. There's also a stratagem that changed, I believe. Just one of them. It's just recycled. The fact that it's non-restrictive, which I'm okay with, CSM in general is non-restrictive. But the fact that it's non-restrictive and objectively better, I don't know why it wasn't just an update to Dread Talon. So we'll move on to the old Bloodangles.
Ooh, the Bloodangles!
I think we'll do this one. We'll do our mid-break, and then we'll hit the rest of the detachments.
Can I just say, I'm super happy because I did get a Grotmas this year.
You sure did.
I got Grotmas on 2 separate occasions. Specifically for my army, I got 20-point reduction in my list.
I mean, 10, but
No,
sure.
20. Sanguinor dropped by 10 as well.
Yep, Sanguinor dropped by 10, plus your aggressor dropped by 10.
Yeah, I got 20 points.
But
and then I get this one.
The detachment is kind of hilarious. Okay, first off, detachment's not bad.
No.
Okay? In
Pretty
no way am I saying the detachment is bad. However, this gives you, let's just start with what it does. Each time an Adeptus Astartes model in your army makes a melee attack, it's melee only, re-roll a wound roll of 1.
Cool.
Just
like
does.
it.
Sounds good. You don't get the +1 to wound, but now you effectively get rerolls to wound everywhere, but it's only for melee, which to be fair is like 80% of what your list was going to do anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine with this. This makes sense. No, totally okay. In addition, each time an Adept Astartes unit from your army is selected to fight. If that unit made a charge move this turn, till the end of the phase, add 1 to the attack characteristics of melee weapons equipped by that model. I've seen that before.
Huh, weird.
Yep. But there's no strength involved, right? It's just attack only. Technically a nerf, but we get the rerolled wounds to 1. Let's call that close enough to equivalent. Some situations the rerolls is better. Others the strength is probably better because that was like actually a +1 to wound. But that's situational. Let's call that equivalent enough, right? So it's different, but so far same. Also, if the unit that made the charge is battle shocked, add 2 to the characteristic of melee weapons equipped by the models instead. Okay, pretty decent. Okay, we get the situationally better or worse rerolls with an objectively better way to get more dice for said rerolls. Sounds pretty good. No complaints. Now, if you go through the enhancements and stratagems, you start to recognize what actually happened here. They took the other Blood Angels detachments and they just mix and matched. They said, I like that one, and 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 we'll put them all in the same one now. That's all that happened.
They even gave you stratagems to effectively give you the exact same abilities out of the other detachments.
Yeah, some of the enhancements seem identical because they are. Some of the stratagems are identical because they are. But again, several of the stratagems are Death Company specific focused because this is a air quotes Death Company detachment, pulling a bunch of stuff from Liberator's detachment so that it becomes more generalized and you don't have to spam Death Company. You can just support them as you want to while still playing a more balanced list.
See, this
which is how Blood Angels should be playing as far as theme anyway, right?
This whole detachment screams to me theme player. I want to play the Blood Angels.
Now, while I don't disagree with that, I'm also going to say this is an objectively better Death Company detachment.
Yes.
I think this is way better than the other Death Company detachment. Now, this is a mix between Death Company detachment, which Lost Brethren, I think is what it's called.
Yes, Lost Brethren.
But it's a mix between that and the Liberator's detachment, which is arguably the most competitive one. So, is this better than Liberators?
I will go out on a limb and say, depending on what list you want to play and your play style,
it has a chance.
It has a chance.
Now,
will I say outright? No. I think Liberator is still the best option for a Blood Angels player, hands down. However, this gives you options, and those people who are all about running Death Company and Liberator's Assault Group right now, I think this is the detachment you really want to switch yourself to. Because if you're running Death Company and Liberator's Assault, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying you're struggling with your points.
Sure.
Now, let's go to a detachment that really gives us the bonus for spending those points. Now it feels good to spend those points.
I mostly agree, right? Like, depending on your list, situationally, I do think a good player could argue this allows you to play just a splash of Death Company.
Yeah.
The appropriate amount, just a splash.
Yep.
And it feels okay. And I do think this could be better. However, I'm going to say 9 times out of 10, Liberators is probably better, right? It's more straightforward. It's been tested. We already have most of here's what's good about it. Here's what's kind of not that impressive. I would, if I was a Blood Angels player, and I'm not, but let's just say I am, I don't think this would convince me to go away from Liberators.
No.
However, let's say I was playing one of the other detachments. I was playing with last year's Grotmas, or I was playing with the Death Company one because I really like Death Company, or even the Uppy Downy one. I don't know why you would be playing that, but let's say I was. Any of those detachments, I do think this is better than the rest of those. And I would be more than willing to go from what I was playing to this and be happy. Liberators is the only one where I don't think I would change. and I acknowledge that a good player might find something like 5% better about this detachment. Not enough to matter, but technically better. It's possible.
Yeah. I would, like, again, I say if you're already playing with a splash of Death Company, absolutely the transition is to be super simple and easy, and you're going to get a lot of benefits from this.
Yeah.
If you're somebody like me who's not playing with any Death Company at all, don't even consider this detachment unless you're considering using Death Company.
Yep. And even amongst the Death Company stuff, right? You have like 2 strats that are restricted to Death Company. One of those strats costs 2 CP.
Yeah.
Which is not cheap.
Yeah.
So, again, is this... the other one that costs 1 gives you a 5+ Feel No Pain. Well, it's pretty good, except for Death Company already has a 6+. So it's like...
meh.
It's not even 1 CP for a 5+. It's 1 CP for like a 1 tier better.
The real benefit I see here is what we discussed before the episode, which is the +1 strength to weapons. It is a enhancement that you can throw on a character in a unit. Now that feels really good.
Sure.
Because I can add a +1 strength to weapons.
Yep. The fact that it applies to both ranged and melee is arguably an oversight, but is good. Also, the fact that it's like a specific model, right? So it's not even like it's...
No, it should be the entire unit.
Wait, no. So it applies to all friendly Death Company units within 6 inches of the bearer. So you have a aura that is 1 model, and then that 1 model gives an aura to units within 6.
Yeah.
So his whole unit obviously benefits, right? Like his unit is within 6. If there's another unit that tows a guy in, the whole unit gets the benefit. Fair. But it's not like some of the other things where you're measuring, like, if I give the unit lone op, you're measuring 12 from every model in the unit. So the bigger the unit, the less powerful lone op is. Like, there's like some trade-offs there.
Yeah.
Which, again, none of this is a complaint.
No.
But also, it's one of those things that, like, it is good. It has appropriate restrictions. But the fact that it hits like Death Company only, now we get into the situation of, okay, but +1 strength in my pistols is nice. Is it like game breaking? Holy cow, this is an auto include? No. +1 strength in my melee, I'm going to argue we're way closer to an auto include, but I still wouldn't say we're an auto include.
I see. This is where you and I would disagree. And I don't want to spend too much time on this one particular detachment, but I would say it is an auto include with 2 JPI Death Company units.
But see, not JPI, Death Company specific.
Yeah, Death Company JPI, the Jump Pack Intercessor Death Company variant. Yep. You're taking 2 units of those, full bricks.
Sure.
And you're slapping this on a chaplain, and you're running both of those up the same side of the board.
Sure.
Holy cow. Now your Inferno pistols are actually crazy meltas.
Kind of. Right?
And then your chainswords actually hit pretty darn good because you're getting that plus to strength on the charge, too. You're adding these pluses.
No, you get the...
+1 attack, +2 attack if you're battle shocked.
Yeah, but you don't.
And
get
you
plus
strat
strength.
it. You +1 strat yourself. So now you get +1 strength, +1 strength because of this strat, and then you get an additional AP on all your weapons. It just immediately you got a kill brick.
Oh, sure, and I get what you're saying, but this sounds very Reddit oriented.
You're right.
I gotta say, because like we're talking about wombo comboing some stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and the fact that you're like involving a stratagem, right, immediately means when your example starts with you have 2 bricks, well, only one of them is getting the things you're talking about, right? Because you can't target both.
You can't target both. You're right.
Is this potentially crazy? Absolutely. But also it has degrading value, right? Because like after the first unit, I don't care that the enhancement hits both. You can't strat the other one. So
Yeah,
like, it has
but
degrading value, but it's still good.
But competitively, you use first brick to kill big thing, second brick to kill thing that pops out of big brick.
Sure.
Or a big crazy thing. Like if you're wanting to kill a tank and the thing that's in it, well, both these units can do that.
Sure.
Or, but again, I'm saying that if you're doing that kind of thing, this is an auto include. If
Sure.
you want to like get the maximum out of a Death Company brick, this is going to be an auto include for you. And arguably you can even do it where it's just 1 unit of Death Company and just do the thing to this one thing, right?
Yep. because effectively the aura no longer applies. But that's fine.
Yeah.
Because you're getting the primary benefit, right?
Out of all of it, yeah. Again, if you're wanting to kill, like, make a death brick, like, this thing can absolutely wreck face on anything it touches. This is the way you're going to do it.
I got one last thing for you.
Okay.
You know why I would actually argue this is an incredibly powerful enhancement? Because it's almost none of that. You get all that stuff, right? You take one Death Company unit with jump back. You take one chaplain, you give him this sweet enhancement. You have your unit that you think is really cool. You know how you make that aura actually effective? It just says Death Company unit. You take the Death Company Dreadnought.
Yeah.
And now his meltas are strength 10.
Mm-hmm.
His extra bolters are strength 5. So he starts mowing through orcs instead of struggling to kill them.
Yep.
And just cause now he gets into melee with, what's it, strength 13?
Yeah.
I see that you're T12, but also my Dreadnought actually is good against land raiders. Yep. I'll just mulch that.
Also, I reroll ones to wound.
Yeah,
and I reroll hits because I'm Death Company. That's what I said. Rerolling hits, rerolling one to wound. You get all this crazy kill brick. It's whatever that Death Company brick touches is dead.
I do think this attachment is really good.
Yeah.
I don't want to give it I don't want to like fan the flames too much, because I do think most of the arguments we have as to why this is good also exist in Liberators. And I still think Liberators is better.
I agree.
So close to on the same level. If you played this detachment, I would not scoff at it all. I'd like people play, like, it's rare, right? But I see people play the uppy downy detachment. Mm-hmm. I see people play the old Death Company detachment, Lost Brethren. And I immediately, before I even look at the list, I'm like, but why aren't you playing Liberators, right? You really should be playing Liberators. With the old Grotmas detachment, I look at the list first, right? I'm like, you know what? This could be good. Let me see what you got before I make my judgment. If I see a Lost Brethren, I'm sorry, man, but like, why aren't you playing Liberators?
Yeah.
You don't even have to change your list, and I would argue it gets better just by playing Liberators.
Mm-hmm.
This one now, same thing, right? Like, no, you're playing Liberators. I'm not going to question about it. The list might be bad, but you at least made the right choice in detachment. You play this new detachment,
Rage Cursed Onslaught.
Rage Cursed. Again, I'm in the same boat as Liberators. Maybe your list is bad. Maybe I don't like your list for some reason. But you know what? Just seeing the detachment, I assume you at least know enough about competitive that you've made the right detachment choice. I'm not going to give you a hard time for why aren't you playing Liberators.
Yep. Right. Well, I think we focused way too long on this, but it was good talk.
You got excited about it.
I did. I got really excited about it. All right, so let's go to our mid-break, and when we come back, we're going to have more Grotmas detachments. Here we are in the middle of the episode, Chris. What's the first thing we do in the middle of the episode, Chris?
Try to understand the dumb things you say.
Peanut butter.
All right. Patreon.
Patrons. So we have to thank our wonderful patrons, starting with our guardsman patron, Sergeant Matt Miniminute. Next up, our White Shield guardsman patrons, Mitch, Nicodemus, and Tiberius. Tiberius. Get over it. Finally, our Servo Skull patrons, Captain Beefalo. So thank you to our patrons. You're lovely. We love you. And you make all of this possible. So hugs and kisses. It's Christmas.
Is there virtual mistletoe that I'm unaware of?
Yeah, it rings like this. Ring, ring, ring.
If anyone would like to help out podcasts in need, please feel free to send Aaron trains and peanut butter. He loves trains and he loves peanut butter.
I do. I love trains and peanut butter. Well, all that being said, thank you to our dear listeners. Thank you to our patrons. All of you make all this possible. So thank you. And we've talked about it in many of the episodes. about more ways to support us. And just as a quick reminder, you can head over to our YouTube. You can watch some of the awesome content we're making over there as well, and give us a subscription and a like, and check out some of the content.
And just watching the videos is actually supporting us, right? We're trying to get monetized. We talked about that last time. Just your watch hours.
Yep.
I don't even care if you start the little playlist for the deployment mini-series. First off, you should listen to it. It'll totally help you. But even if you've already listened to it, just hit and play and walking away. That's still technically helping us. So that'd be great. Speaking of holidays and supporting, though, for those of you that don't know or could use the reminder, we did a charity event not too long ago.
We did.
Part of that charity event is for local families in need, specifically some, kiddos that could use some presents that might not get them otherwise. We're going to take all of those charitable contributions, everything that was made off that event, as well as other donations, and we're going to buy some kiddos some presents.
Some prisons?
That's how it feels sometimes. But no, we're going to get them some presents. And if this goes both ways, right? If you want to donate, go to our website. There's a charity ticket or whatever you want to call it. They're $1 a piece. Just select the quantity you want to donate. So if you want to donate $20, purchase 20 of those, and all of that will go directly towards the charity. That being said, if you know of families, whether that's you or, again, you got friends, whatever else, if you know of some kids that could use a little help this year, specifically some parents that are, worried about having enough or worried about whether or not their kids are getting X or Y, please have someone send us an email. We've had some really good donations, right? Our charity event was much better than we expected. Cannot thank everyone who showed up enough. It was so successful. I could use more families to help, right? I'm going to help as many as I can, but also I could use more people. I have enough presents. I don't know where to put them all. So if you, again, whether it's you or, your brother's family, or, you've got a friend at work that is, worried about Christmas, whether it's you or them, someone needs to send me an email letting me know where I can take some of those presents, who could use some help. Because we have some dollars, we have some specifically presents that we want to help those people. But I need to know where to go. So shoot me some emails. You can send emails to gophermafia@gmail.com. That's like the animal, GOPHER, mafia@gmail.com.
Yep. And as well as all of this going on, and it's wonderful, if you are like, man, I didn't get to go to the event, but I wanted to help out, you can still go to our website and go pick up a charity ticket for like $1.
Yeah. Anything helps, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna take a couple of the team guys as we get closer to Christmas. We're gonna go do a little Christmas shopping for the kiddos, and we're gonna kind of go out with some of them and go deliver them. But again, I could use some more families to send them to.
Yep.
So please shoot me some emails with someone that you think could use help.
We ran into the problem that we wanted to run into, which is we have too many dollars and not enough kids.
Yep.
That's the best problem to have. If you're feeling in the giving mood, like I said earlier, you can head on down to the show notes, and you can, I'll leave in the show notes for this episode and the next episode, the Gopher Games charity ticket. So you can just donate as many of those as you want. Like Chris had said, and I had said, you can grab as many of those as you want in the cart, and they're non-taxable. They're the whole shebang. Every dollar spent goes directly to this charity. So don't fret. The link will be down in the show notes for you. On that note, Chris, do you have anything else?
Nope. I think we're ready for some more Grotmas.
All right. Let's head on to the last part of our episode. Well, Chris, here we are. Last part of the episode. Grotmas. Give me more Grotmas.
I got all the Grotmas for you. So the next one that released is the Eldari Detachment. So first off, this is really funny to me. I'm somebody's tapping my phone. Okay. Like Bezos is listening in. I don't know what it is. I was just talking with one of our team guys. It wasn't but maybe a week or two ago. And he was like, hey, I'm looking to get like a second faction. I was, what do you think about this? I kind of like, the Harlequin stuff. Do you think you could do all Harlequins? And I was like, no, not really. Like, there's a Harlequin detachment, but it's not very good. And everything else like allows you to take Harlequins, but not necessarily like full on Harlequins. In comes our Grotmas detachment, the old Serpent's Brood. The old Harlequin detachment was called Ghosts of the Webway. And the detachment rule, first off, detachment rule makes Harlequin troops, which is what they call their battle line unit. It makes them battle line and gives them OC2, so they become more objective focused. It also allows you to take up to 3 Death Jester, Shadow Seer, or Troop Master.
Holy cow.
Well, I mean, so you're only allowed to take one of these in a normal mixed list, right? But that's fine because you're splashing in Harlequins to, regular Eldari. So I don't know that you were really going to take more than that anyway. But that's fine, right? Now you take the Harlequin specific detachment. I don't know that you're going to take 3 Troop Masters. I don't know why you would, but whatever, that's fine. Being able to take 3 Death Jester, though, I love that. That little guy's great. So, these are the same in both detachments, right? Nothing is different. In the Ghosts of the Webway, their detachment rule, in addition to those kind of alterations, is Harlequin models from your army that make a charge move. While they're making the charge move, it can move through enemy models. So it's kind of like pseudo fly keyword. Okay, that's not bad, but also that's the whole detachment rule. It ain't good. In comes the objectively better detachment. Serpent's Brood. Weapons equipped by Harlequin mounted and vehicle units. Okay, first off, these are some of their best damage dealing units to begin with. Seems pretty good. Like, it's some of these, and then technically the one that's above it that isn't this is like the Solitaire, because that little guy's crazy. So, mounted and vehicle Harlequin units get sustained 1. I don't know if you've looked at Haywire recently, but giving Haywire sustained 1 seems awesome. Okay, then there's another rule, because why not? Each time a Harlequin's unit from your army disembarks from a transport, until the end of the turn, weapons equipped by the disembarked unit have sustained 1 as well. Now, let me start by saying, this says until the end of the turn. That's both shooting and melee. Feels good, man. Just, turn 2, you go for your breakout turn, and because a bunch of things disembark, like everything except for the Solitaire has sustained 1. I love this. This is so good. It's so beyond better than charge moves. You get to move through models. And like jet bikes already had fly keywords. They could already do that. So it really only applied to the infantry.
Yep.
Who cares? Sustained 1 almost across the board. Hell yeah, brother. That's the one.
Hell
Love
yeah,
this.
brother.
So good. So obviously you get a bunch of enhancements plus stratagems. Like, it's good. The enhancements, I like almost all of them. There's one that I'm not too impressed by, but whatever, it's fine. This is super good detachment. And the fact that it's not restricted to Harlequins only. So if you really decide, man, my list just doesn't have enough X or Y, you could splash in an Auspex unit of like, I really like Shining Spears, or I really like Howling Banshees. You could just splash that as in. That's okay. This is such a good detachment. Did Eldar need this? No. Did Harlequins need this? You know what? Arguably, yes. I have zero complaints about this whole thing. I'm not going to say it's like, man, every Eldar player is giving up on Aspect Host and is going to go play Harlequins. Oh, okay, it's not quite that crazy. But also, I got to be honest, Aspect Host and this thing, they're pretty on par. Having 1 million jet bikes with Haywire and Sustained 1, that seems like a list to me. This is really good. Again, it's kind of just objectively better than the Ghosts of the Webway. Technically, I'm going to argue this is another recycled detachment, right? Because it's so similar to the old one. But everything about this, every change that was made is objectively better, and by like not a small margin. This is great. Alrighty, moving on. We're going to talk about the old Emperor's Children, because I believe that one came next. The Court of the Phoenicians.
Don't sound excited.
Okay, I have a problem with this detachment. And the problem isn't that it's bad. First off, the detachment rule itself is okay, and we'll get to that in a second. I think this detachment is actually kind of really super good because the stratagems are awesome, because it has really solid enhancements. So we're going to kind of go through this detachment ability backwards. The second rule for this detachment is once per battle round, whenever you target a Fulgrim unit, which is to say Fulgrim himself. Whenever you target Fulgrim, you can use the Sidious Breach or Prideful Superiority stratagem and reduce the CP cost of that stratagem by 1. So this secondary detachment ability is target Fulgrim with the strat he probably wanted to be targeted with anyway for free. I'm not going to lie, both of these strats are good. One of them is almost certainly the right answer, and the other one is situationally fine, no complaints. So one of them is Prideful Superiority. Okay, so this is a 2 CP, would go down to 1, which makes it way more manageable. Emperor's Children unit from your army doesn't have to be Fulgrim, but if you want it to be a cost of 1, will be Fulgrim. It has not been selected to fight until the end of the phase. When that unit targets a character unit, you can re-roll the hit and wound roll.
Oof.
So now Fulgrim gets to charge, I name it, a brick of Necrons with a Cryptek, or again, name any unit that's good in melee with a character. Now you get full rerolls to hit and wound. This is really good. Now it's 2 CP cost, which I would argue makes it not very useful. But the minute you're targeting Fulgrim, first off, good target. Secondly, now it's only a 1 cost. I'm happy. This isn't even the good strategy. This is one that's just reasonable. The good one, Sidious Breach, starts out at 1 CP, will go down to 0. Okay. You target in the movement phase or charge phase 1 Emperor's Children demon unit. So demon princes, also Fulgrim. We're targeting Fulgrim here because we want it to be free. When they're selected to move or charge, until the end of the phase, each time they make a normal, advanced, or charge move, it can move horizontally through terrain features. So now you just make a little Slaneshi warp portal, and Fulgrim walks straight through the building, right into your butthole. So good. Okay, now I don't want to read through this whole detachment because we have others to get to.
Wait, doesn't he have the keyword fly?
He does not. And that was supposed to be one of the balancing factors, right? Because he is objectively a faster movement speed than everyone else.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have the fly keyword. So arguably, he has to go around buildings a little more than just like hop over the little 4-inch thing, right? Or 3-inch, whatever. So now he's faster and gets to have better than fly keyword. So freaking good. Love this thing. Now let's get to the part that I kind of am upset with. So the first ability on this is all Emperor's Children's unit gain this ability, Cessational Performance. Each time a unit is selected to fight, if this unit made a charge move, it can use this ability. If it does, until the end of the phase, 3 things are true. And this is where it gets confusing. This is my issue. It's not that it's bad, it's that it's confusing. All 3 of these things are true. The unit that charged cannot target a unit it was engaged with at the start of the turn.
Okay, so far I'm with you.
So if you like fall back and recharge, you cannot you can't charge the same thing because you won't be able to swing at it. The second bullet point. This unit that made the charge cannot target a unit that was the target of another unit's charge or attack this phase.
So you can't charge a thing that's already been charged. I understand.
You can't target a thing that's already been charged. You can swing at it. But now here's where it's confusing, right? You start doing cool combat tricks. You also can't swing at a thing that you charged that someone else piled into and technically swung at. So if you split your attacks, I'm going to send my one Lord Exultant at this thing that I piled into. I'm not going to kill it. I'm just going to get a little damage in because he doesn't get to swing otherwise. Well, you have to kind of not swing otherwise, because if the Lord Exultant swings over here at this guy, then this whole other brick that charged doesn't get to swing at that at all. These are mandatory, not optional, by the way. Then you get to the third bullet point. Here's arguably, we have 2 restrictions. Now here's the benefit you get. For those 2 restrictions, if you charge this phase, you get to improve the strength and AP characteristics of units' melee weapons by 1.
Osberg good.
It's okay. But both of those restrictions for that, I'm not even saying it's bad, right? The bonus AP, love that. The bonus strength, it's only 1. Situationally, it's good. It's kind of whatever. It only applies to melee because you have to have it charged. So it's already restricted there. And then this like, no, but someone else swung at it. I split my attacks and one guy swung over here. Well, now my whole Demon Prince doesn't get to swing because I had one Terminator swing this direction. Gross. Now, kind of bouncing back and forth. Both this detachment and the CSM detachment. I am not saying either of them are bad. I am saying, as the opponent, not the player, the opponent, both of these seem confusing. Because how do I, like, I'm going to try to call you on this. Like, no, you charged a thing. Yeah, but you don't actually get to swing there because you were already engaged with them at the beginning of the tournament. You, like, fell back and charged. Oh, shit, you're right. Do I even know to call them on that? No, because they explained this rule to me, and I stumbled through reading it, let alone playing it correctly, right? And then, no, but when you split attacks, that one Terminator that swung over here, am I going to know to call you on the Demon Prince swinging at it as well? No. Well, what happens when I'm trying to be helpful? And then I'm like, no, but that Terminator isn't swinging. You didn't declare him. Why don't you just declare him over here? And you say, no, I'm not doing that. Oh, okay, well, why not? And then, like, you have to explain it to me. Not only have we slowed the game down, but also I'm confused and you're thinking that I'm trying to, like, gotcha you. I'm trying to convince you to swing with that Terminator. I'm trying to be helpful, but you think I'm trying to, like, get you on, if you swing with that, I'm going to catch you on that Demon Prince later. Like, God, this is confusing. And it seems kind
Welcome
of...
to the excess.
Yeah, it seems kind of unnecessarily confusing.
Excessively unnecessary.
And that's kind of... I didn't touch on it before, but that's also kind of how I feel about the CSM one. We had 3 additional rules that all have situational effects. Also, I don't have a problem with any of that. But also, as your opponent, God, it's hard to fucking track. You're getting a -1 Y. I'm getting a -1 Y. Okay. So you get a plus to hit there, right? No, just the plus to wound. Okay, I must have misheard. Go ahead. You get the +1 to wound. Well, you're getting a +1 to hit here now. Why? I thought you said it was +1 to wound. See what I'm saying? Like, I don't necessarily have a problem with all these, but compared to most detachments, these two seem a little confusing to your opponent, which allows for some unintentional gameplay, right? How many times do we play with much simpler detachments? And after the game, like, your opponent comes back to you like, hey, you were playing this wrong. Oh shit, you're right. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I got confused. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on. I wasn't trying to cheat. I apologize. Well, now I'm barely reading through this detachment and reading it correctly. It's in front of me. You think I'm not going to mess that up mid-game? Again, I like this detachment. I think this detachment is actually super powerful. I love it. The +1 strength and AP, I would almost lose that whole detachment ability because I like the rest of the detachment, right? I love the strats. I really love one of these enhancements. Exalted Patron. Lord Exalted model adds one to the move characteristic of the bearer. Only him. But it also allows him to be attached to flawless blades, whereas he normally couldn't. Neat. I love that. That sounds fucking cool.
Neat.
Sounds super cool. I love this detachment. It seems a little more confusing than I would argue is necessary. All right. Enough about that. Now I get to...
You get to poo-poo on your own parade?
I get to explain all of my mixed feelings.
This is the last one, isn't it?
Last one for now. Yes, as of recording, this is the one that came out today. We'll have more coming out. Presumably, Grotmas is still, going through. We'll cover more of them next week. So we had the Space Wolves come out. First off, it is so hard to prepare my mind for how excited and disappointed I am at the same time. This detachment, let me start off by saying, is non-restrictive. Immediately, one of the best one of the best codex detachments I have. Just because it's non-restrictive, I'm already happy. Okay. Now let me tell you how it spends so much time reminding you that your codex is restricted. It's not restrictive, but it keeps reminding you that the codex is restricted. I hate it so much. Anyway, detachment is good though. At the start of your command phase, you get to select one of the hunting packs listed below. Until the start of your next command phase, the hunting pack that you selected is active, and it affects all Adeptus Astartes units in your army. You can only select each hunting pack once per battle. Here's a secret. This is Gladius detachment. Okay? But we're Space Wolves, so we got some weird tactics. First one, Encircling Jaws. This unit can re-roll advance rolls and charge rolls. Neato. I'm not saying this is like, holy cow, this is amazing. I'm saying this is pretty solid, especially as a Wolves player that likes to do melee stuff, right? Like, this is, at some point during the game, I'm going to be really happy that I get to call Encircling Jaws. Super happy. Okay.
Whoa.
Next one. Hunter's Eye. Each time a model in this unit makes a ranged attack, add one to the hit roll. Decent. No complaints, right? It allows you to take the minimum required shooting in Marines to be a balanced enough list to do your job. And on the turn where you're like, it's turn one, I've only got a couple of things to shoot. It doesn't make sense to re-roll charges here. I'll just take the +1 to hit and make sure that the few things I can see, we solve this problem now so we're prepared for next turn, right? Or maybe it's turn 3 and a bunch of things are engaged in combat and I want to negate all the -1 to hits when I'm shooting at monsters that are engaged or something like that. Again, this is solid, not crazy, solid. And situationally, really happy to have it. Third ability, or hunting pack. Furious Strike. Each time this unit is selected to fight, so this is melee only, select either lethal hits or sustained hits. Until the end of the phase, weapons equipped by models in that unit have this ability. So again, it's only melee weapons, effectively. And the fact that you're calling this thing, but then unit by unit, you can select lethal or sustained. Pretty happy, right?
Yep.
This thing charged a tank. I want lethals. This thing didn't charge a tank. I want sustained. Super happy about this, right? Again, it's not crazy. It's not, wow, this is amazing. It's just pretty solid. And I'm happy with pretty solid. Looking at the rest of my detachments where it only applies to like 3 units in my list, or I have to take only Space Wolf units so I can't have a balanced list. Where's all my tank busting? Like, happy. Super happy. So then, because this is a faction-specific recycle, there's a second ability. Once per battle, when selecting hunting packs for this detachment, if Logan Grimnar model is in your army and is on the battlefield, so he has to still be alive, you can select a hunting pack ability that you've already selected this battle. So I could get reroll charges a second time. Happy, right? Pretty solid. The reality is I probably take the sustained or lethals a second time.
Yeah.
That's probably what happens. But decent. Not crazy. Not actually good. But so reasonable that I am way more happy with this detachment than most of my Codex ones. Obviously, this is a Wolves only detachment. And then you've got enhancements and strats. We finally got. Wolves got their first detachment out of the whole Codex that has an Armor of Contempt. But it's okay. We gave it a different name because they're not actually allowed Armor of Contempt. Hooray! I became a regular Marine again. That's my upside.
What's this one called?
The detachment is Saga of the Wolf.
No. The Armor of Contempt for you.
The foe foreseen.
All right.
My armor isn't good enough that I just get angry and it does its job. No, I saw you coming, so I dodged you a little better. That's my armor isn't that good. Like that's what I'm told.
I'm just fast away.
Again, there's a bunch of really good strats in here. I'm very happy with all of it. One of the strats is in the shooting phase. I can select a unit and it just adds 1 to the wound roll. Again, what did you get that made your detachment good? You know, the thing that all the other Marines get. I get +1 to wound. But it's only for 1 unit. It's not my oath target, right? It's like, if it was my oath target, a bunch of things would get +1 to wound.
You're right.
No, only 1 unit gets +1 to wound.
You only get that once. Don't.
And it cost me a CP.
Stop looking at gift horse in the mouth.
Right? Why is this attachment so good? Because it makes me a regular basic Marine. I can really feel GW's love. And if we weren't reminded enough that we weren't actually a Marine, let me tell you about the best enhancement here. It's not the best. But the first enhancement, Adeptus Astartes Terminator Captain model. Okay. Once per battle round, you can target the unit he's in for rapid ingress or heroic intervention strat for free. And you can do so even if you've already used that strat. Let me remind you, this is a captain with a reduced CP ability already. It was kind of already free. Whatever.
Really, the only part of that you care about is that I can do it twice.
Yep. But while we gave you arguably a nice thing, even though it feels very redundant and kind of wasted, why would I take this? Well, let me tell you why. Because remember, this is a Terminator Captain model. There's a second part to this ability. The second part of this ability is during the declare battle formation step. The bearer of this can be attached to Wolfguard Terminators.
You finally get regular Marine captains.
Let me translate this. You're purchasing this enhancement, not for the first half, but for the second half. What is the second half? Your Terminator captain is allowed to be attached to Terminators.
The wolf kind.
Are you fucking kidding me? I don't know. All right. Yes, thank you for allowing me to attach a captain to a unit he should already be allowed to be attached to.
I want to know how many
I
points
want to
this
pay
enhancement
extra
is.
points for that.
I want to know how many points this enhancement is. That's what I want to know.
If it's not free, it's not worth it.
Oh, Captain, my Captain. I love there are two parallels on this podcast. The one who constantly gets love from GW just for existing.
It ain't me.
It's definitely me. And the other one who gets treated like the bad dog.
Like dog shit. I would like to point out.
Rub your nose in it.
I would love to point out. We talked earlier about how you could have a Sanguinary Guard unit.
Yep.
Right? That is a Blood Angel specific unit.
With a captain?
And you are allowed to attach captains and chaplains and anything with jump pack. Just because. You didn't have to pay extra points. You didn't have to play a specific detachment in order to take a specific enhancement to be allowed to attach
a specific character.
A character. Matter of fact, let's go to Terminators. Man, how many points do you think Dark Angels players would pay and be happy about it to pay points for an enhancement in a specific detachment to be allowed to attach a Captain and Terminator armor to any of their Deathwing Knights?
They would not be happy to pay anything.
Do you think they would?
They'd riot in the streets.
Absolutely. And instead, they give it to me in a detachment where most of the detachment says, we're going to make you like a normal Marine, but not quite. We'll get you close enough. We'll get you close enough that you might be confused enough to think you're an actual Marine.
Horseshoes and hand grenades, bucko. Horseshoes
Also,
and hand grenades.
Take a wild guess at the points on this enhancement.
I'm going to say 35 points.
You know what? You're closer than you should be.
Is it 30 points?
No, it's 20 points.
That's not okay. It's 25 points for me to get a Fights First enhancement, which is arguably so much better than what you were given here.
I'm allowed to do a stratagem, not any stratagem, a specific stratagem for free, after I've paid for a captain that could have already made it free. That's like already wrapped in his points.
Now, okay, I am going to argue here that you could target your captain for a free stratagem. And then target them with this for heroic intervention, giving some bonuses.
Sure. And you know what? If the argument is this is an extra CP, man, look how good this is. Yeah, sure, maybe. But also, it's not an extra CP. Because the reality is, by the time that I rapid ingress for free, am I heroicing? No, because I rapid ingressed like behind a building, and then I moved and I charged. Why am I heroicing? That's irrelevant. If I am heroicing because they charge me, then I didn't rapid ingress this turn. And the answer is in both scenarios, I've arguably cheapened one stratagem during a turn. That's also what the captain ability does. So if the argument is, but you have other captains, so now you get to use the captain ability on them instead of him, that's a solid argument. Except for you're playing Wolves, where I had to take this specific stratagem in order to take a captain and be allowed to attach him to anything that I have. So do I have another captain? Probably not. Does any of my Space Wolf named characters have a CP reduction ability that would prevent me from using my captain ability? The answer is no.
What I'm saying is, specifically, there's times where I use multiple stratagems on one unit during the charge phase.
Sure.
So what I'm saying is, you could give yourself a buff and then also heroic for free with that same unit. Do you have stratagems you can use in this charge phase with this specific detachment?
Sort of.
Is it anything you'd want to use in conjunction with a heroic intervention? Oh, I hate that face.
No. The answer is no.
Never mind. I had a solid argument, and it's gone now.
The answer is I have +1 to wound, but that's restricted to the shooting phase, so that doesn't apply.
So it doesn't apply.
I have a stratagem that gives me fallback in charge. Doesn't apply. I have a stratagem that gives me switching which hunting pack I have. Maybe, but also that's in my command phase, which means if I rapid ingress, that still wouldn't work. Or I have the Armor of Contempt ability. Armor of Contempt's about the only thing that I would use in the same turn on a Brick of Terminators as I do literally anything else.
I guess it's just situational, because you could argue why I use the +1 to wound with the free captain ability during my shooting phase, and now I can heroic for free. There's a lot of situationals,
but again,
not enough to justify 20 points.
But again, we're not spending 20 points on the first half of that enhancement.
That's what I'm saying.
20 points is what most people are going to argue is the cost of a CP, right? You spend 20 points, you get a bonus CP. That's what you get. Okay, well, I already arguably spent 20 points on a captain because a part of his cost was the free CP ability, and that's less restrictive, right? It's any stratagem. I could do it on grenade if I wanted to, but also doesn't. What I'm paying 20 points for is to be allowed to take him at all, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm spending 20 points so that I could take a captain and put it with Wolfguard instead of being obligated to Logan Grimnar or RJ.
Yep.
Right? I'm spending 20 points to be allowed to take a generic character. I wouldn't even have a problem with this enhancement because every detachment, right? Every detachment has a bad enhancement. I accept that this is a bad enhancement. I'm not mad that it's bad. I am really bothered by the argument to why this is still going to be taken is because we have to spend points to be allowed to do what everyone else does for free. And that feels bad.
Yep.
Again, are wolves bad? No. We have some solid data sheets. They're way too restrictive as far as leaders, but we have really solid data sheets. No one is going to argue that blood claws are bad.
You've even had some reductions in points lately.
Yeah. Again,
so
blood claws are good. Ragnar Blackmate, awesome. Fucking love that guy. He's so good. Also, every leader we have is overly restrictive as far as who they can go through. Almost every detachment we have overly restrictive as far as who it could affect. So we have all these restrictions, and now our arguably, I'm not saying it is, but I'm going to argue it is, our best detachment, the whole detachment spends every resource it has on allowing you to have what everyone else has for next to free. Right? That's what it spent its time on.
Yep.
Is making up for all those other things. And then you still have to go back to your codex, which is still overly restrictive. So even after it puts in all of its resources to make you arguably middle of the road, you still cannot exceed middle of the road because of how restrictive your codex is. Again, we have good data sheets. I'm not saying wolves are bad. I'm not even saying wolves are unplayable. I'm saying I still do not understand how they could write codex supplement on the front of the book and every page I read says it's a standalone codex with marine allies. Right? I don't get it. I am happy with this attachment as much as I'm still enamored with how they got away with calling our codex a supplement. And I'm very angry about it. I am happy with this detachment. I joke you not, the codex has disheartened me from playing wolves recently. I've been playing all kinds of other marines and Necrons and having a great time. I still love the game. Wolves, I have been discouraged from. This detachment, I am excited to build a list. I know, before I even start, I know this is one of the worst marine lists that I'm going to play all year. But I think it gets me close enough to middle of the road that I can play them and not objectively feel bad about it. I'm not going to be happy about it, but I'm going to play my wolves because I love wolves, and I'm excited to build a list. I don't even know where I'm going to end up yet, but I am excited about it.
Well, sounds like you got poo-pooed on again.
But again, here's the argument, right? If they fixed it, because they did some updates on specific data sheets and detachments for other stuff, right?
Yeah.
If they fixed my leader problem, this detachment is amazing. I love this detachment. I would call that one enhancement garbage. I would look at the other three and I'd be happy. No complaints. I really like this detachment. I want to play this detachment really bad. I think it's awesome. Also, my codex is still mediocre, right? I have good data sheets with bad leader abilities that are non-synergistic. If they fix my leader abilities, I will be in love with wolves and I'll be playing this detachment and I will have a blast. It'll be so good. That's all I want for Grotmas. I want my leaders to be updated.
All I want for Grotmas is my leaders to be updated. Well, on that note, Chris, do you have anything else for this episode?
Nope. I think I spent a little longer than I wanted to on all this stuff. So hopefully this gives you guys some good information.
Yep.
Obviously, you can go take a look at the stuff for yourself and get more details, the other enhancements, the other strats, things like that, if it applies to you. But yeah, we'll have more Grotmas on its way.
With that being said, Chris, let's go build our new Grotmas lists. And we'll see you next time. Hey everybody, it's Aaron. I want to thank you again for tuning in for this episode of Gopher's Workshop with us, hanging out and listening. Remember, leave a 5-star review. Let us know what you think. And if you feel like supporting us, you can always go to Patreon in the show notes below. Thanks. Till next time.